Hello, and a very warm welcome. We are live and we are going to talk about the big breaking news today. Liam Lawson out, Yuki Tsunoda in. We're going to have Mr. Joshy J give us his thoughts. Hopefully, F1 Fan Gamers coming on. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to Japan now, but this should be interesting to see other people's opinions. Everyone's heard mine. I think it's very harsh on Liam Lawson after not many rounds, 2 rounds. He didn't do well, but I was hoping he was going to get at least Japan. Mr.
Yeah.
Joshy J, what are your thoughts on this big breaking news? Because, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts.
Basically, wow, it's just Red Bull in a nutshell, isn't it? They literally got egg on their face now because literally, we all know that Yuki Tsunoda should have been in the car in the first place. They know now they screwed up, and I feel sorry for Lawson because he's been thrown into the deep end, no fault of his own, and yeah. You got to feel for him. And Christian Horner, you deserve this. The wooden spoon, the way you treat your drivers. Absolute disgrace. Shameful at the highest level.
He deserves whack him on the head with that spoon.
He does, mate. Yep, I agree.
Hello to Noz and F1 Fan Gamer. Won't let you on. Oh no. I can't send you the link again because if I go off, the stream will go off because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, you sent it on WhatsApp, didn't you? The link.
Yeah, it comes through. It comes through like when you send someone, and I just accept, and then it'll bring you up. But that's not good. Already we got 6 likes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good
hello.
going, mate. Yeah.
I am hoping to make this like a weekly thing once I move house, as I've said before, but we see how it goes if it does well. Like your channel has absolutely exploded.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Absolutely
Yeah.
exploded. I can't believe. By the way, if you are watching, make sure you subscribe to Mr. Joshy J. If you want to see funny rants, he is your guy. Especially wooden spoons.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can come on F1 Fan Gamer. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working.
It should do because it works for me. I clicked on the link straight away and it worked.
I remember last time I did a live stream, I used OBS, but it was quite delayed, the chat. So, yeah, I'd just go. Hey, we've got David. Red Bull should point their fingers at the car, not the drivers.
Yes, absolutely, because apparently the car is more suited to Max, isn't it, I feel?
Yes, definitely. Michael, try and join in a minute. Hopefully we can get some more people on.
Yeah.
It should do, shouldn't it? It should just work.
It should work, mate. Yeah. Oh, added the maximum number of guests. Okay, that's a bit weird.
Oh shit! Has it got a guest limit?
Not on the platform I use. I use StreamYard, and you can have about like 5 or 8 people on, mate, on the streaming device I use.
Okay, that may be something I need to look into. Yeah, because I'm not going through any device at the minute. Just
go on. Like, it's because I joined already. So if I drop out, let someone else join. But yeah, big up to every single one of you.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Mr. Joshy J. But yeah, Red Bull have been a disgrace, really. The way they're destroying young drivers at the minute. My thoughts are it's harsh on Lawson.
Very harsh.
What's it going to do to his confidence as well? going
Yeah,
back,
this is what I'm
basically being
worried about,
demoted.
mate. It's going to drain his confidence. It's going to dent it. That's my concern.
Yeah, okay, F1 fan gamer. We'll try and get that sorted.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, very in.
Okay. Good luck with the rest of the stream. I'll let Anders jump on now. But anyway, good luck to Yuki. I hope he does well. And yeah, thanks for your time.
Thanks for coming on, Mr. Joshy J. Always a big supporter of the channel.
Yep.
Dr. Helmet Marco, the future of F1. Behave. Old twat. Can't get it up. Bullies young drivers. 9th in Japan for Lawson. Well, that would... he's got a chance, hasn't he? He's literally got a chance of finishing ahead of Tsunoda. So, yeah. Hopefully, maybe someone else can join now. If you try, I did put the link. Big up to everyone. Joshy J, make sure you subscribe. Here we go. Hopefully it works. We're getting someone else in now. F1 fan gamer.
It actually works. It's literally, it's taken like, couldn't join because it said it exceeded guess or something, but I don't know. I'm on now, so.
Yes, maybe I need to look into that. That could be my mistake because I've just gone straight through on YouTube. But yeah, we are only learning. So, F1 fan gamer, your thoughts on this big breaking news today? Well, we've known about it for a couple of days, but fire away.
Well, it's not really a surprise, is it? For a guy who had about 11 races before he got into the seat, didn't even have a standout result whatsoever, probably a 5th in quali in Brazil, that was about it. And he's just literally been chucked in just been chucked in a house fire basically, and they've just locked him in there, and it's just all gone falling down.
Swimming in the deep end with no armbands.
Yeah, and I think Yuki should have been in there in the first place, but he's gonna have to learn from ground zero again. He has to learn the car, he has to learn the team, new engineer, and I don't know. It's either a good thing that he's got. I don't know how to feel about it. Is it a good thing he's got a promotion, or should he have stayed where he was because it's a more drivable car? I don't know.
Exactly. It could be a demotion, if anything. I've got that written down actually as one of my points. Yuki was deemed not good enough to get this seat, and now he's got the seat. So what does that say about the
this is
program?
what I want to. This is what I really want to mud. This fucking Christian Horner is the biggest fucking hedgehog prick, sex offending little cunt I've ever seen in my life. He's honestly the biggest hypocrite and the biggest smug-faced little twat I've ever seen. And he's always flipping the scripts like, "Oh, Yuki's not good enough. This and that. He's not ready." And he just puts. This is the thing. Every time he had a new teammate, Tsunoda did, whether that was De Vries, Ricciardo, or Lawson, he would always be talking about them three. But Yuki put them into retirement, and he's still not giving them any praise, even though De Vries, there was talking about De Vries getting into Red Bull, didn't happen, he flopped. Ricciardo, there was talk about him going into Red Bull, flops, didn't happen because of Yuki. And then Lawson, he does a few races and he's got the promotion with no standout result. It doesn't make sense.
I know, very good points as well. But Yuki is a good driver. He deserved to be in that seat. David, Lawson must surely feel embarrassed when he walks through the paddock in Japan when the reality is no one is laughing at him. I hope he knows no one blames him. I agree with that. Nah, personally, he's a great driver, Yuki. I would agree with that as well. Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to see how he copes. Also, we've got to mention this Max social media, liking the social media post by Guido van der Gaard. Very interesting. What do you make about that?
Well, I'm not surprised because I know for a fact the last 12 months, Max has not been happy at that team. Yes, it may look all right in front of the cameras, this and that, but I know for a fact behind the scenes, ever since that Christian Horner case and Newey leaving, Wheatley leaving, loads of people leaving, Max has not been happy with the team whatsoever. Behind the scenes, he's not happy. He can say, oh, he's all right, this and that with Christian, but I tell you, he's not happy with what's going on behind the scenes whatsoever, and it doesn't surprise me with him liking that post whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither. I can see him leaving 100% at the end of the season. I mean, he also wanted Lawson to stay, didn't he?
Yeah.
Be given a chance.
Yeah, I just think as soon as Aston Martin or Mercedes come in, I think he'll just be gone. There was small talks of him going to Mercedes for this season, but he kind of wanted to see how last season went because he wanted to see where both teams was. But Toto didn't want to miss out on Antonelli, and he promoted Antonelli because he didn't want Antonelli basically leaving and going to like another program or whatever.
He's done well so far. Hello, Matt. And yeah, Michael will get you on after F1 Fan Gamer. Yeah, so Lawson, going back to Racing Bulls, is going to be extremely interesting. But what do you feel Yuki's going to do at his home race? There's so much pressure on him. Like, is he going to be able to cope?
I really can't predict what's going to happen because he could either surprise and he gets like, I mean, at the minute, Red Bull is a shit car. I mean, it's not as quick as Mercedes. I think Mercedes are second quickest. McLaren's obviously the quickest, and I think it's between. I just think they're so miles behind. I don't think they can get any better than top six finishes. The only reason why it hasn't looked so bad is because of Max. Max is the best driver on the grid by far, and he's just outperforming the car. You've seen it for years, what he can do with a bad car. And I just can't predict whether Yuki can, whether he can get a good result or he's going to be another one who'll just flop like the rest of them.
I really hope not. I really hope he can. But like you say, Max is literally, that car should not be where Max is putting it. I mean, he's literally second in the drivers. I don't know how. Yeah. So I've got written down. We covered it. Yuki was deemed not good enough. Now they want him. I mean, it's embarrassing for Red Bull. The whole scenario. It's humiliation, really.
I was watching one of your videos the end of last year, and you predicted saying Lawson will get dropped. Not this early. I think you said like May or June. I'll be gone by May, and and you said like if Christian Horner and Marco come begging for Yuki, please join us, like, and it's literally happened within 2 races. I didn't predict it'd be 2 races, but I probably said 8 races maybe, but I didn't think Lawson would be like qualifying last. I mean, that's just humiliation.
It is terrible by Lawson. There's no getting away from it. He can't be qualifying last in a Red Bull, but I still think he deserved Japan, and track he knows from doing Super Formula when he was basically standing on the sideline race after race. If Max is to leave, I hope it's for a good Aston Martin. Interesting, Red Bull push Adrian Newey out the door. I guess they're smarter than him, but they blame the drivers, not themselves. Very interesting. So, all in all, I don't think anyone agrees with kicking Lawson out. I mean, what do you make of it? Like, you can't agree with that decision, surely. Maybe someone does, but wow, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
But the thing is, what I don't understand. Yes, he was really bad, but remember when Perez was really bad last year, and there was talk of him getting dropped after the summer break. The only reason that didn't happen is because of his sponsors, because he had massive backing behind him, and also F1 would have lost out on viewers and that for the Mexican Grand Prix, so they kept him in. They kept him in the seat just because of money and sponsorship. But with Lawson, they don't have a New Zealand Grand Prix, and he doesn't really have that much backing behind him. And they just thought, oh, just drop him, and because we're cunts basically.
I know, and I bet they will give their left bollock to get Perez back in the car now, because
Yeah.
it's just gone terrible. Silky, hello. I hope you're having a good time. So the junior program, I want to talk about the junior program because we've seen many drivers fall at the wayside. Many, Kvyat, Gasly, Albon, Perez, well, he's not really part of the program, and now Lawson. Where do you think this program is? Obviously, there's that good kid. You'll know his name, Average.
Yeah.
What's his second
Arvid
name?
Limbach, yeah.
Yeah, there's him. But what do you make of the program? It's not been like when Max leaves, who's going to lead this team?
Well, that's the thing. There's not a standout. Like you'd look through all the other categories in like Formula 3 and Formula 2. Like you say, there's only one standout at the minute, which is Arvid Lindblad, which I'll get onto in a bit. But like you say, if Max leaves, who's going to be the team leader? Are they going to promote Hadjar? Like, are they going to rush him through? And it's going to be back to square one. But will Yuki still be there while Honda's left? I don't know. It's like I really don't understand what's going to happen.
Racing Bulls they've shown good pace, Racing Bulls, but their strategy has not been good, and they literally have not scored enough. Yuki's wing breaking at China was strange. Hadjar going off on the formation lap at Australia was embarrassing, but he showed real pace. I mean, he qualified 7th. Just poor strategy by Racing Bulls. But Yuki finally gets his chance. I'm buzzing for him. I'm happy for him. They should have put him in for race 1. It's a massive mistake on Red Bull's half. But like home support, a difficult Red Bull to drive. I don't think he'll be last. I really don't think he'll be last. But
No.
Where do you think he's going to get? Can he get out of Q1?
Yeah, of course he will. He'll get out of Q1, but I'd probably say he'll get into Q3 just, but I don't think he'll be by that much. I don't know. It's very hard to predict. But he won't be last.
It makes Japan really exciting. Everyone's going to be tuning in, aren't they, just to see what happens? It's going to be epic. He's got massive support. I am happy for him, but like Lawson, when he goes back, he could shine again, or it's going to just have affected him hugely. I mean, he could literally just choke. His career could be, if he can't recover from this, I mean, it's huge, isn't it? Q3 7th. That is, I would take that probably. Would you take that, F1 Fan Gamer? Yuki 7th?
Yeah, that'll probably be like a win at the minute. The reason why I say that is because if he gets straight into Q3 and he gets 7th, that's already more than what Lawson ever did. And with the car not performing the best, the first time in the car, then yeah, that would be like a win, to be honest. But yeah, like you're saying about Lawson, like he's gonna get back into that rising boys. He's either going to be firing or his confidence going to be shattered. I seen the other day they really want to promote that Arvid Lindblad, and they say if Lawson's not going to smash Hadjar, then Lawson's out of F1 completed. And another thing I want to say as well, there was before they put him down into Racing Bulls, Marco was in negotiations with Alpine to loan Colapinto, and Alpine said no straight away because they want to replace Doohan with Colapinto.
Yes, that is a very good point. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before Doohan loses his seat for Collie. That'll be good to have him back on the grid. Few comments here. I can't imagine the pressure on Yuki to be expected to step into the Red Bull and adapt straight away. That's a tall ask. Bit of tall ask, Yuki Tsunoda. It doesn't seem it does seem a bit convenient him being a Red Bull for Japan. Yeah, PR stint. Hopefully it isn't a disaster. I'm in agreement with that. It is a tall ask. That better not be jokes about Yuki Tsunoda. You would never see me doing that. Never. Tsunoda will rattle everybody's cage by winning on his debut home race. Let that sink in. Now that is a bold prediction, Matt. About as bold as mine. I did call it in my predictions that Lawson would be dropped, Tsunoda would drive the Red Bull, and I said he would get a podium. Maybe that's not going to happen, but what do you reckon F1 fan getting a podium this season? Crazy race?
I mean, it's hard to like predict because we haven't seen him in the car yet, and it could be anything could happen. I really don't know what will happen. He's either going to shine or he's going to be like the rest of them, and I don't want him to be like the rest of them.
He's waited so long for his chance. I just hope he holds his own. I hope he surprises a lot of people. I can't see Yuki doing any better than Liam or Sergio at the minute. Love to see it. Gonna have to see the coming races, go to see if I'm truly happy about this. I wonder if parents will start thinking twice about letting their sons into the Red Bull driver program. A cracking comment.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the program doesn't look amazing at the minute, does it? Like they really look bad, like Red Bull. They look like amateurs with this. They really do. I mean, they've promoted someone after 11 races, a 9th place finish, when Yuki's been there like year after year, beating the people in front of him. Like we talk about Marco, Horner, disgraceful men, disgraceful humans. But yeah, what do you make of it? Like just the way it's all been handled, it's a shambles, isn't it? Especially for the Red Bull like cooperation.
Oh yeah, it's ever since Dietrich Mateschitz has passed away, it hasn't been the same. Like organisation and that. Like all this wouldn't have happened under Mateschitz and everyone leaving, and also with Christian Horner's case last year, he wouldn't have kept him on that Mateschitz. No chance. Again, it's that's the reason why everyone left. Is because of you know what, with Horner, we all know what happened, and I'm not going to say it, or else I'll get rattled about it. But yeah, it's they're
Welcome
just
rattling.
amateurs, and I love it, to be honest. I love their downfall ever since that downfall happened. Since Newey's left, I just love every minute of it.
Yeah, they don't. Well, we've got some people that like Red Bull on the channel, but I've torn into them quite a lot this week. We're doing a different video tomorrow because, my last couple of videos have all been about this. But the announcement has happened today. Yuki posted on social media, ready for a new challenge. Christian Horner. Oh, we'll get into that now. Christian Horner's comments. What do you make of them? What did he say again?
Oh, it was yeah, it was
Need to
like
protect the young
yeah,
drivers. The care has to be good for our young drivers when they cause the problem.
that's honestly the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard. I literally felt like chucking my phone on the floor when I seen that.
Yeah, I don't have the specific comment on me at the minute, but I did a video today and I was literally pulling my hair out about it. I was like, what is this guy on about? It was so funny. Like, no, Nos, you're a Red Bull fan. We welcome everyone here, all opinions, say what you want. We started this channel because the pundits talk bollocks. They didn't call drivers out or everything's nicey and pally and matey. F1 Fan Gamer is in the WhatsApp group. He's always going off. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. None of the journalists, none of the pundits out there will say the truth because they're all in the pocket of all Red Bull. The lot of them, they're all in the pocket and they won't call it out. They should have called it out when Lawson got the promoted, and Yuki didn't, and they didn't because they all wanna get the all the spotlight, meet everyone, this and that. And if that's the thing, if they call out Red Bull, whatever, Red Bull boycott them. Remember back in 2022, Mexico, was it? Red Bull boycotted what was it? Sky, I think. Yeah,
yeah.
And they'll do it again. They'll chuck the toys out the pram, go crying their eyes out like Liam Gallagher, and yeah, because Ted Kravitz digged into Christian Horner. Oh, fuck off! He fucking deserved it. And Christian Horner didn't even know what to say when Ted Kravitz mudded him.
Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. And I've got to say, after the race, they were asking him about Liam Lawson, what's going to happen, and he just, he doesn't. He's like one of these politicians. They don't give you a straight answer, do they?
Yeah.
They just go round in circles, like, oh, we will see. Liam's developing the car. He struggled, but we're behind him. We support our young drivers. All this nonsense, just load of shit.
Yeah, it's just lies every time. Every time you hear from Horner, he's just lying to you every single time. He was like, what was it with? I think it was Perez or Albon, was it? I think it was like, oh, they'll be here next season, and then a few days later they'd come out with a statement dropping them. It's like, give it a rest, have a day off.
Yeah, exactly. Mainstream can do one. Brilliant. Yeah, so it's been, got to say, thanks to everyone who's watching. Thanks to everyone who's liked the video. Like I say, if people want this, I will, once I've moved house, we can get this arranged as a weekly, like a Friday thing or something. Completely agree. Throwing 11 race Liam into an impossible car against the reigning 4-time champion. I mean, it's suicide. And yet Red Bull, millions of pounds, can't make the right decisions. They called a meeting after China and they've basically binned Lawson. And now Tsunoda gets his chance. I've got to say, what about that as well? Tsunoda had the heartbreak of being overlooked, had months to think about it in the off season, comes back, like trying to prep for the season, knowing he's in Racing Bulls for a 5th season. And after 2 races, the first 2 races, he was fast, but he didn't score any points. And then now he's in Red Bull. It, like, that, saying that aloud is like a circus.
Yeah, I mean, these performances in the first 3 races, he qualified 5th in Australia, and he was running in 5th most of the race until they screwed the strategy up yet again. And then Bahrain, he got 6th in the sprint, and then he was running 7th most of the race, and they screwed his strategy yet again. And it was like he was it didn't affect him, like it not getting promoted, and now all of a sudden he's got promoted. He probably can't believe it. It's like, you know.
I know, it's like, finally I get my chance. Michael, a long-winded answer, dodging the question is a covert yes. For those who don't speak fluent Red Bull, they do dodge the questions. Yeah, what else have I got written down about this? Oh, what about Honda paying? You seen that about Honda paying 10 million for Tsunoda to get in?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I didn't really look into it. But it don't really surprise me because Red Bull need the money. they really need the money, and the reason why they need the money is because they had to pay Perez about 20 million to get his contract terminated, and the crash damages from last season, it was quite a lot as well, and they need the money.
Yeah, I think have to say I think Max as well now he's getting fed up with this, isn't he? I mean, he had the bullshit last season of like Christian Horner and his antics. Still managed to win a championship. This season he's done an unbelievable job, really. I mean, it's crazy that he's where he is, really. I mean, even the other day in China, just doesn't have the pace. He's always there. He's consistent. And literally, where would Red Bull be without Max? I asked that question.
They're
Literally, where would they be?
They'll probably be fifth or sixth in the constructors, and that's been nice.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be anywhere near the top, no chance. That's why I call them. Well, the new name I call them Newey Energy Drink Merchants, but they're called Newey Max Verstappen Energy Drink Merchants because at the minute it's Verstappen carrying them, and all their success came from Newey. Newey's left, and they've gone on a downfall. And the reason why they're still up there is because of Verstappen.
Yeah, he's doing wonders with that car. Honestly.
Obviously,
Didn't Max say to build a less extreme car so the number 2 drivers can score points? Yeah, I mean, Lawson didn't score the points. He really did struggle. I mean, it was painful to see, wasn't it? I mean, how did you feel watching Lawson in the first 2? It was painful. I mean, we know he's a fast driver, but at the end of the day, for me, Red Bull are to blame for putting him in too early. He needs to learn the ropes. It was painful. Last, struggling, crash at Australia in tricky conditions. What are your thoughts on Lawson's first 2 races? It was painful.
it looks like he's aged about 10 years. Like he doesn't look like that lesbian darts player that we saw last season. Like every single time you see him on the camera, it looks like he looks completely different. He's aged about 10 years older.
A different hairstyle every time as well.
Yeah, it's yeah. It was just. I mean, he had to start from like 18th. No, he started from the pit lane in Australia. Didn't make any progress whatsoever, and then he binned it, and then China, I think he had to start from the pit lane again, and I don't think I even seen him overtake. And you had like Ollie Behrman in a Haas making overtakes left, right, and centre, and then there's Lawson in a Red Bull couldn't even overtake.
That was some race, by the way, by Ollie Behrman. Stuck behind Stroll, pitted early, and then he was down the back straight, going to the outside and just getting the switchbacks on the radio. Ciao was a good response after a tough Australia. It was good to see. What are your thoughts on F1 at the moment in terms of racing? I'll throw that one to you, F1 fan gamer. What do you think about the racing at the minute in F1?
I thought last season was quite good because every single week you didn't know who was going to be the winner, but before last year you kind of predicted who'd be winning or who would be up there. But it was literally every week you couldn't predict. It would either be Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, or McLaren, and you just couldn't predict who was going to win. It was and the midfield as well. You had like Alpine with double podium. And I think this season as well, I think McLaren is obviously the quickest, but like you say, one driver has a good race and the other one chokes it, and then you just can't trust both drivers at the minute to not bottle it.
as fans of the team, like, we know we have the fastest car, but it's whether you can, like, it's not set in stone that they'll get the job done. And this leads into Norris's comment here. Thoughts on Oscar winning more races than Norris? My prediction. Well, they've got one apiece so far. So, yeah, we will have to wait and see on that one. I've got to say, Lando has carried McLaren for a lot of years, and he did. Like, we have dividing opinions on this one, me, an F1 fan gamer, but I got to say, I do respect Lando for his loyalty to McLaren, and you got to say, he did bash up Piastri, fell into the hype after Piastri's Baku win. Who do you think is going to win more races out of the McLaren boys?
I really don't know. I would say Norris, but at the same time, he does have that battling nature. You saw it at China in the sprint qualifying, going down that straight. He locks up. Fox is qualifying up, and then in the sprint, he no one on him whatsoever, and he near enough went straight on, and he's fucked himself for that, and he's lost crucial points from that, and then yeah, it's I don't know if it's between both of the drive. This is the thing: if it's McLaren every single weekend, them at the top, I hope it's both drivers battling it out each race, so then we can have a championship fight to the last round. That's what I want. But realistically, I want different winners from each team every single race, like last season. Make it more interesting because, like I say, it's both the drivers have a bottling nature, and I think if it is McLaren, for the drivers and constructors, I want it to be until the last round of the season for both drivers to get the championship done.
Yeah, I'm just going to put my phone down. My fucking arms are holding it. Yeah. Got another comment here. I'm excited. I hope it is different winners, though. Personally, I like to see different winners. The more teams in the mix, the better. But if it is a McLaren shootout, then I hope we don't get any bullshit team orders and they let them race. Alex Albon seems to beat Sainz comfortably. Fair play to him. That is a good point. And Alex Albon is one that got dropped by Red Bull. So we talk about Red Bull and their brutalness. Alex Albon is one that got dropped, came through the program, left the program. He's been very, very good. Very surprised. Did not expect it at all. I thought Sainz would dismantle Alex Albon. Yeah. Any questions about F1? Just drop them in. We've covered the Red Bull scenario. If you've still got any comments about the Red Bull scenario, feel free. What do you make of Albon and Sainz? I'm very surprised.
Well, I thought Sainz would come in and just put give Alex Albon less than a minute, but he hasn't done anything. It's like he's struggling to get to grips with the car. I don't know, but I expect him in a few races to get back to his best again. But it's taken him a few races to get up there. I think Albon he's all right, but he's nothing special. He won't be a world champion, and he won't win any races. I just think he's a midfield driver at best, and I think his mentality is a bit soft as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe we found our 14 accounts here. Someone is trolling me with all these accounts. Every single person I hate, Helmut Marko, Christian Horner. Someone's trolling me on YouTube with all these fake accounts. I don't know who it is. Well, we've got an idea who it might be. Old Mr. in WhatsApp. But Formula Leo here. Williams might be back. James Vals, get your apricots out. The GOAT. You're lucky you're still in the comments, to be honest. No, I'm only
Keep
joking.
on spinning the flip.
Keep on spinning the flip. Mr. I abuse snowmen and small men.
Mr. I argue about shadow.
I'm surprised he's not been in, actually.
Yeah.
Mind you, I was meant to message him, but I forgot. I had to mute all the WhatsApps so they didn't pop up when I was live. But I've got to say, there's 9 people watching. We've got 10 people now. We've got a couple of likes, so pretty good for a first stream. I mean, I did schedule it, so maybe that worked in my favor. But I did a poll. The 7 p.m. did win. 8 o'clock was close, but hopefully when I get moved, we can do streams and just talk about F1. That's what it's about for me. Getting people on, have their say. I don't care what you say. Anything's open. Yeah, as long as no like homophobia or anything, I'm easy going. Here at Williams HQ, well, here at Williams HQ, I've got the best driver lineup. I will strike fear into the opposition. James Vowles, I might have to do a video. If he keeps this up, James Vowles, I'm going to have to do a video with. I'm literally going to be like Red Bull. I'll have egg on my face.
That's. I mean, they've surprised me, Williams. To be fair, fifth best team at the minute, if you ask me.
I know they've been great. They've actually been great. Very surprising. Signing Carlos Sainz was good. He's really struggled though. He's really disappointed me. James Vowles is funny. Oh wow! I'll never forget that. I just lose the plot when I start doing Vowles. Apricot and syrup. Jam on my scone. F1 fan gamer. What more have you got to say about Red Bull? You absolutely muddied them earlier. Anything more you want to add?
I mean, I was about to say I'm probably let someone else on now, but I think I just love their downfall. I think they deserve it so much. And yeah, I think, but I don't like the treatment of their drivers, like their program whatsoever. They're just a cancer, really. They're just a horrible organisation.
Poisonous, cancerous is what I said actually in the video. Yeah, I just don't like the setup. But yeah, you've always been a good supporter of mine, so always appreciate you coming on. Michael, are you wanting to come on now? We wait and see what he says. But yeah, F1 fan gamer, I love you ranting. Just brilliant. It's so funny. Let's make a prediction. 2025 F1 champ.
I'm probably gonna get
Norris.
absolutely crucified, but Lando Norris.
I coulda, I woulda, shoulda.
But it's not going to be that Woody, is it? Even though, to be fair, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. Russell's been doing very well, but I don't like him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised after Qatar. Well, you didn't like him before that, to be fair, but
No.
yeah, he didn't exactly gain fans from his Qatar incident. Do you think Racing Bulls should be independent team? That's a pretty good question, actually. Well, the program's not exactly swimming at the minute.
I'm going to set off and let someone else come on. So, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. It's thanks for having me on.
No problem. We'll get Michael in now, and let's see what he's got to say regarding the matter. So, not Lewis then. Wouldn't say so. Although he did win the sprint at China. Hello, Mav. Mav, you're actually on. You're commenting. Have YouTube actually let you comment now? Oh, yeah, and that's something I want to cover here. Anyone who's watching this, I do not delete comments. The channel is about people having their say. Like, I would let anyone coming on on here, whether they're a hater, whether they're a supporter. I let people say what they want. Here we go, Michael. Did it work? Yes, it did. Hello, mate.
You right?
How's it going?
Decent. Yeah, I've asked I'm with one of my pals here, but not the one that follows F1. So I've asked him to leave about half hour ago, actually, and I was waiting for F1 fan gamer this whole time.
You should have told him to piss off.
Nah, he's a good guy there, so I couldn't do that.
Hope you're having a good trip anyway.
Yeah, went good last night, so yeah, it's been a good week.
So, your opinions on this fiasco that is Red Bull?
I mean, I say the same thing that you, Josh, and Dan were saying. It's a fucking shit show, all of this. Like, so seriously,
Yeah.
they
It's
bring in Lawson
diabolical.
after a 5 and 6 race stint. Like, even when 1-1's beaten him, like in all 6 qualies, for instance, last year, and I mean, he beat him in Austin, to be fair, did Liam beat Yuki, so he did all right. And by the way, you know, thing is, Liam, you know, anyone who tries to say after these 2 races that he isn't a highly talented driver, they're simply kidding themselves. Look at his Super Formula, look at F2, for instance, a DTM as well. And even Alpha Tauri, in his like 3rd Grand Prix, like obviously knocked out Max from Q2, of course, to Singapore.
Here goes.
Yeah. And also not just him, like Checo's obviously for many years he's been obviously a really good midfielder. He, you know, went to shit in the Red Bull, as well as, you know, Pierre, who everywhere else has seemed, you know, really reliable driver, and Albon as well. So it's like, it's clear the car's the problem more than anything.
Yeah, and that's the worry for Yuki going in there. I just don't want him to. I think most people have a soft spot for Yuki. What do you think about Yuki? You like him, or?
You know me, mate. I fucking love the guy. I do. Not in a gay way, just to be clear. Although there's nothing wrong with being gay, of course, but still.
The laughs we have in WhatsApp, it's yeah. I don't think they would be allowed on YouTube, like.
Probably not.
Yeah, but I don't want him to fail. I actually don't want him to fail.
You know, I ain't got a hammer with me, but pretend this is the hammer in my fist. Like, you shouldn't say that. You're offensive. Ban hammer.
I'm surprised no one's been on yet saying, "Oh, you're highly offensive about Liam Lawson."
Yes, now I think about it. Yeah.
Max World Champion, Yuki for President. As for Red Bull, I'm happy for Yuki, but they've handled this like they are new in F1.
Yeah,
well, I would agree with that.
Yeah, the question it was asked, and obviously you and Dan spoke about a short time ago, like F1 fan gamer, I should say. You know, I think sort of similar. I reckon he might even get to Q3, like the home support boosting him on, but I don't reckon he'll do that well in Q3 if he makes it. Maybe like, you know, P9 or whatever, P8 if he's lucky.
Yeah, I think Q3 for his first race would be, well, you can't say like a massive success because it's Red Bull, but I think Q3 would be a success.
Well, you could, seeing that those that were not long before him, seeing how that car seems to be fucked for anyone that's not called Max Verstappen.
I know. I still can't believe what he's doing in that Red Bull. It's
mate,
Yuki can handle this, mate.
Well, let's see.
You heard it here first.
Well, let's see, I guess. Like, I even put in the comments, give it a few races to see how happy we are about this. Because I really don't know shit anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. But what did you make of seeing Max like Guido van der Gar's post?
It's well, raising my eyebrows. It's like that's because that's how I was like when I saw that. When I was out in Amsterdam City today. Like,
ironic.
Like I was like, what? I was like, he's not just like to fucking post by Guido van der Gar saying that his literally own boss is a cunt, basically.
Yeah, no, someone posted it in the YouTube comments. I thought they were taking a piss.
Yeah.
But
and I was saying, when was it F1 fan gamer in the WhatsApp posted that? Was it?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Yeah, it was Dan, I think.
Okay.
So it was a big shock when I saw that. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a lot of smoke now for the idea that he could, he could piss off from Red Bull, sooner than we all perhaps thought.
I think definitely his last season this season.
I think definitely realistic. I wouldn't say definitely, because nothing's for definite in F1. So I thought definitely at least Liam would make it to like summer break at least. Well, look how that's gone.
I mean, we joked. Here's the story. I'll be gone by May. Gone
Yeah.
by March.
Yeah, try and
Oh,
put last night in the chat.
I know. Max is big on loyalty, and ditching Liam like this is the opposite of loyalty.
And like the thing is, for anyone in that Red Bull seat, because like, and well, this also is going to be what I say about Max still being somehow P2 in the standings. It's just because he's like, an Ayrton Senna, like, or even Alain Prost at the same time, of course, and like, Lewis, Schumacher, for instance, and even Vettel in his prime. They just have that innate ability to be able to drive the car right to its limit, but know where that limit is, while getting max pace out of it. Or, ironically, given it's Max.
He's just nuts. I remember when he was in Toro Rosso, he was getting like he finished fourth, didn't he, at Kota one time. He's just like you say, he's up there with the best drivers of all time. It's crazy what he's doing.
It was obviously at Christmas time or something. We had that debate whether he's top 5 or not. And
oh yeah, I have him fourth.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of flirt about. Some days I have him like, sometimes I have him like 6th or 7th, just outside. But I think the lowest I can go is about 7th, I'd say. It's hard to tell, obviously, given all the changes, difference in cars over what 7.5, 3/4 of a century, and counting.
Yeah,
Like,
it is
hard to say.
Difficult to compare eras, to be honest.
You can definitely make like best drivers or top 5, let's say, of each decade. That's a bit easier.
Yeah. We missed Yuki's feeling it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. And he's been waiting for this moment all his life. Oh Lord.
Feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh,
I just don't want him to fail.
yeah.
And never live down. Yeah, Yuki already ended 4th in the famous that we don't want to talk about.
The race that shall not be named.
Michael Massey.
The man that shall not be named. Oh, it has been.
So, what do you think about Lawson? I don't think we mentioned Lawson, did we? Going back to Racing Bulls.
We did. Well, I did have a brief. What was it like? Minute? What is it? Passionate? Was it supporter of him just there? Like soon after I came on, he's obviously a very talented driver. We've seen plenty of that of him.
I do agree. He's a good driver, but it was just crazy. He should have never been in that Red Bull seat. Like I say swimming in the deep end with no armbands. I'm sure you've got a better analogy, Mr. Will Buxton.
I mean, beats me at the moment, but I might come up with one. But I know exactly what you mean. I was hoping, was it with Yuki, or 1'1", I should say, was it that obviously, let's say he and Liam, like for an analogy, and like he's selling a bunch of bananas on one corner of a side street or of a market for, let's say, for £5, and like Liam's selling them for 4 because he's obviously a bit cheaper in a contract price, being newer and everything. And so they decide to take, say, fuck you, Yuki, I can take these for £1 less. But then they find that Liam's ones are still green, say, because they're not ripe, a bit like him not being see. And then they find out, then you go back to Yuki and be like, actually, can we have your bananas for £5? And then he can say, no, you can out of 1 to start that now and pay 15 for these now. He should say to them.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, it's a fucking joke, all this, and a very, very unfunny joke as well, to be honest. It's seeing how, what cost it's had on, on Liam and on Yuki as well over the winter, as you said as well. Like, I think they've had, obviously had Vettel, who was a hit for them, as well as, Ricciardo, who, like, was good. I mean, he won a good amount of races, and then Max, of course, goes without saying. That's what 3 standouts they've had from nearly 2 decades of the Red Bull system. 3. Like that
I
doesn't
was watching the video.
great hit
I was
rate.
watching the video earlier about when Red Bull first started. Do you remember someone called Robert Dornbos?
Vaguely, yeah, I remember the name.
I think Crofty said he had. Crofty, take it with a pinch of salt if this is true, but apparently he only had a couple of races, and then he was axed. I don't remember him too well, but I remember the name. Christian Klein was there as well.
Yeah.
You had John Eric Verman was there as well. Jaime Alguersuari.
Now, was it like 3? Was it like standouts? And there was also you could say, was it DC? He raced for Red Bull towards the end, like his last few years. Good. I mean, I wouldn't say standout quite, but he was standout. So he semi-standout before that, like McLaren, when he obviously came. He was teammate when he won his 2 titles, wasn't he?
Yeah. Don Boss had 3 races. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when would that have been?
There was Mark Webber as well.
Oh yeah, but he was obviously like very much in Seb's shadow. It was like obviously number 2, famously.
He wasn't terrible, Mark Webber, but
I suppose you could the 4th or even like 5th, good driver the spin there. So like had like 3, 2 absolute standouts who've obviously been world champions to them. One who's like looked like a potential or future world champion when he beat Seb, of course, in 2014, and also like was it Coulthard and Webber? That's it. They've had a pretty shit hit rate, and like at the moment, like I say, if Max leaves end of this year, is what you're predicting, then Red Bull are. I don't think they realise how fucked they will be if that happens.
Yeah, no, they literally will.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear background noise, by the way. Just a few fuckers, like sort of few lassies pissing themselves out just outside in the hallway, basically, just outside the door.
Oh, I can't hear them. I don't mind. Maybe prediction could come true. Let's hope so.
Which one?
Yuki Tsunoda podium.
Oh, that one, yeah.
You reckon?
I'm going to reserve judgment on that. I'm going to say no for now, because I just don't trust that Red Bull car more than anything. I trust him all right, but I don't trust the car.
Yeah, I just hope. I pray to God he doesn't. Hope he just deals with it. They give him time, because, like I say, what are we going to do if he qualifies last, can't get out? Is he going to be gone after 2 rounds? Let Hadjar have a go?
Surely not.
The tea lady?
At this rate, might as well.
Might as well put Marco in the car.
Maybe. I thought that'd be nice to see how he does. Let him see how easy it truly is, like after 2 races. Because I'm saying, like, the idea of Red Bull giving drivers time. Not happening.
Yeah. Dawn Boss replaced Klein for the last 3 races in 06, but in Netherlands we know him better as a champ car and IndyCar driver. He has been a Red Bull test driver from 04 until 06. Good knowledge. Yes.
Very, very long before my time, so I wouldn't remember any of that.
I'm inclined to be pessimistic. Sorry, everyone. You're a hardcore Yuki fan. Come on. I need better than that, Silky.
Same here, but I'm also going to reserve optimism for a few rounds in, if it's ever going to come.
I got her into F1, and then straight away I was like, you got to support a driver. She loves like Japanese stuff. Straight away on Yuki Tsunoda.
Well, you don't have to support one, also. You could be a neutral and just love the sport more than anything.
Yeah, I haven't got her to support a team yet.
That's fine.
Need to work on that. Bring back Ricardo or Seb. That's ambitious, David.
Well, in Seb's case, I don't think he really wants to do racing anymore, because obviously he's obviously very big on the environment, and he actually. I don't know if you watched that Question Time episode in like May 2022. It was when like Fiona Bruce
Yes,
actually was it like, does that not make you quite the hypocrite racing in one of those gas guzzling sports? And he was respecting, he was very, very candid about it, saying, it does very much so. And I think he renounced retirement just 2 months later, at the end of July, and I think that could have played a big part in it actually, with retrospect.
but surely he would have known about that. Like maybe someone not told him, like to his face though.
Well, it goes without saying, but maybe it made him sort of think more about it. And he had been, had been on his mind for a little bit before that actually, and had been sort of talking about it.
Yeah, I could see Seb coming back, some kind of format, whether that's, I don't know, something to do with the FIA or his own team. I could definitely see him returning on some level.
Yeah, I hope, make a prayer right now. Hopefully he can be FIA president. Hopefully, and replace Ben Sillyman.
Oh, MBS. We haven't heard much from him about him lately.
I think
apart from when the rally drivers, they went on strike, didn't they?
Yeah, find someone saying "fuck yeah" in the heat of the moment. Come on, man.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the rally drivers, they went on strike they wouldn't do interviews or something.
Yeah. Well, they owned it in their own language or something. Those that were foreign, those were not British, or from.
Yeah, I think that was it. They wouldn't speak in their yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah.
Well, because
absolutely, that's.
He was even saying, "Got to watch our language." So I guess they decided to take that literally.
It's just stupid. It's so petty.
I was saying because I even put in the WhatsApp as well. For once, MBS isn't part of a massive farce going on in F1. It's fucking mad, when that's happening.
I know. We actually, I can't remember the last time we heard from him actually, which is a good thing, I suppose.
Well, good and bad, because obviously the bad thing is obviously with Red Bull and everything, which isn't good.
Yes, it's been quite a good show already. We've done 1 hour just talk. It's amazing. You just start talking about Formula One, you could literally just time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, and but yeah, of course, I think we've both made it clear. You definitely have, and I think I have too. That obviously Red Bull are a complete, bunch of bastards. They are basically in every way. And I do hope. I don't think it will be end of this year. Maybe end of next. I'm currently feeling my bones. You might give it 26, see how it goes with Ford. But I think Max is going to fuck off sooner rather than later because he's getting. So I thought definitely before that post, but I thought it'd be end of 26. But I think he might actually be end of this year certainly if they're not careful like this. And I don't think they realise how fucked they'll be when that happens.
I know. I was saying to F1 Fan Gamer earlier, what would they do? Who's going to lead that team?
What can they do? Because the reason, the great thing about having Max in one of their seats is that they only have one seat to worry about. That seems to be a problem. Soon enough, it'll be two.
Yeah. Do they look outside? Go for I don't know, Carlos Sainz or someone?
My phone's down to 20%. I'll have to get a charger in a minute. Just bear with a moment.
Okay, no problem. Another comment by David. I'm in Texas, so this is the closest I'll ever get to hang out in an English pub talking F1. This is what we do in the WhatsApp group. We just talk F1. If anyone does want to join the WhatsApp group, email me. It's on my channel on the about section. Just drop us an email. We'll get you added. Simple as that. It's a right laugh. You can vouch for that, can't you?
10 times over. Yeah, it's great fun.
You gotta have broad shoulders though.
Well, yeah.
With some of the. Nah, so it's a really good laugh though. I'm really looking forward to Japan. I wish Japan was this weekend, to be honest. I just want the questions answered now.
Well, I've actually been thinking about this, with Christian Horner's lines, in that speech, and apparently with duty of care to the drivers. And I thought, well, why are you speaking to F1 Fan Gamer? Maybe the reason it's taken until, was it Thursday today, Yes, it's taken maybe 4 days since the Chinese Grand Prix to say that, because he may be like, in those 4 days, many hours a day, probably rehearsing in the mirror saying that, and trying to sort of laugh less and less each time while he's saying it.
Yeah, they called. There was rumours straight after the Chinese Grand Prix, though. I think Ralf Schumacher, ex F1 driver, was already reporting it. Don't know how reliable he is, to be honest.
Well,
but
he was on
he's
this occasion.
on German TV, isn't he?
This occasion he was.
Very. In my opinion, Max will sit out his contract to 28 and then sods off and goes into endurance with Fernando and into GT3 with Max's little thing, VRC.
Maybe
he definitely has already said he wanted to do endurance racing with Alonso.
Yeah, I think for a while I thought 28, or might even stay after that. I thought if he enjoys it, but I think now I'm starting to think he will be extremely lucky if he goes there. But I think for 26, I'm thinking of the latest, maybe even this year.
Yeah, and don't forget he's going to be a father now, isn't he? So
yeah,
that might play on his mind.
And well, obviously, congrats in advance to him. Of course, from all of us, I'm sure.
Absolutely, but
I mean,
he's been doing it a long time now, hasn't he?
So I remember
Max.
him as a fresh face 17-year-old coming to F1. Like he was like the next Daniel almost, with like how him and Daniel were like a comedy pair, if you like. And to now that obviously knows a few years later that same guy's going to be a father. It's like, wow, sort of know how time flies.
My standout moment for Max was when Spa, where we went round the outside of Felipe Nasser.
Yeah, especially when there'd been a big crash there as well earlier. Like, it's just fucking balls of steel he's got. But they know no fear. Was it? Is it Martin said, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the commentary was pretty good actually by David Croft. Rare commentary was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your best.
It was bold. It was brave. It was beautiful. Good line.
And obviously to know that.
To be fair, it's had quite a good few lines at Belgium. Do you remember when Seb?
And here comes Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah.
Well, but here comes Vettel actually. Sorry.
Neck and neck with Ocon.
Well, neck and. Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, well, like the four abreast going to Ocon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that guy also.
It was a good line.
Oh yeah, how do we forget to mention it first? Brazil 2016. That save and that wet drive.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, that's actually. I went live for the race reaction on that, and it's my most watched clip ever on YouTube. Just me reacting to the race. But it's really embarrassing because I have really shit internet back then. Yeah. So it's like dead laggy.
And watching 12-year-old Charlie back then as well.
I know, but it's like
2016. I was 12 then as well.
Time flies.
It does.
I don't know how old I would have been back then. God knows.
But yeah, I can't quite tell, to be honest, with having Max there, whether it's just him being secretly the greatest of all time and he's just like a god, nobody can come close to him no matter what they're doing. That Red Bull's just like half as good as what it looks with him. Or if that second seat is truly just fucked.
How close do you think Yuki can get? I hope he's not like miles off. Just even if it's 5/10 or something, I would take that.
The fact that going to be happy with that, blimey.
Yeah.
I have no idea to be honest at this point. Hopefully within 4 or 5 tenths, yeah, rather than just a whole second off and whatever.
Yeah, I hope it's not that.
Making Q3s, getting some points now and then, just doing a bit of lifting is I'll have that.
Yeah, agree. One of my favourite races, 2016, was epic. It was a good race. He mugged off Nico Rosberg as well, didn't he, Max? Round the outside in the Senna S. Well, just after the Senna S.
After, yeah. When I saw him was taking a wider line, I thought it's interesting. Then I saw after Lewis and the sort of break, and I saw Max, and I was like, fucking hell, how's he done that? So he's not just pulled that off around the outside in the teeming rain. Like, blimey.
It's just ridiculous. The save as well. I
That
don't know
save-
how he kept that out of the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I watched now my heart in my fucking mouth watching now, like, and he was just like, yeah, heartbreak went a bit high there, and then just carried on driving. I'm just like, fucking hell, he's built different, this kid. Like, he was 19, sort of facing all that as well, and he sort of did it with no fear.
And just crazy. Max, are you sure you want to do WRC? Robert Kubica did, and what a mistake that turned out to be.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. He was meant to sign for Ferrari, wasn't he? Before that?
I think he had to almost done a Lewis, sort of signed for Ferrari a whole year before, I think, or something like that, to be him and Alonso. What a pairing that could have been.
I know, and think how good he was in the BMW Sauber.
Yeah. Before they
Famous.
fucked him right in the arse by sort of switching to 2009 developments, and then how that went.
Yeah, and don't forget when he crashed at Canada, that massive shunt, and then he came back and won the following year.
Next year, yeah.
What a story.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Epic, just mind-blowing, so young too. I know. And now he's a full-time champion.
Yep.
One of the greatest of all time. Up there, definitely. I think in 2026, Max will drive for Mercedes.
Very possibly.
F1 fan gamer keeps saying that, like.
I think it's possible.
Yeah. Aston Martin or Merc, it's got to be one of them two.
I mean, I do pray that he fucks off sooner rather than later, just to sort of, and then I can also just. I think we might have in the UK when I'm back there, obviously from tomorrow. I think we might have a national popcorn shortage at every race seeing Red Bull's downfall. And not just me either. Obviously, like Dan, maybe yourself as well, and Josh, of course, too.
Yeah. Champagne now. If
well, champagne, but in obviously somebody's case, white wine, of course. Not naming any names.
Kubica and Highfield in BMW with Vettel as a reserve driver.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Mm.
Although, if this is talking like classical like times when all three of them were like on the grid doing bits, then I'd obviously have definitely Vettel as one of the main drivers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, defo top 5 of all time. Max.
I'm tempted to agree now, actually, because over Christmas time I was all a bit hesitant. Definitely top 10. I was always like for a while, but I think top 5 is definitely definitely make a strong case, as you did.
Yeah, I think I had him 4th,
yeah,
but obviously with the depending how long he stays, obviously F1 I would say were pretty much taking a piss last year, trying to force him out with like some very dodgy calls, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially at Brazil.
Well, I don't know if it's dodgy. Don't know if it's dodgy or just incompetent. So I have no idea at this point.
Leaving Hulkenberg at the side of the track was
fucked. Yeah.
Sketchy. Very, very strange. Yeah. Currently 4th. Agree on that. Yes.
Yeah,
so all about opinions, isn't it? That's what I love. Hopefully we can make this a regular thing. Seems to have done all right for a first stream. I mean, not like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I reckon I should probably pop off now then, because I think we've definitely had more than my 2 cents. I think in this nearly half hour.
2 cents. Yeah, always welcome on.
2 pence, given I'm British, but yeah.
Yeah, it was good chatting to you anyway, mate.
Yeah, likewise. And obviously all the
enjoy the rest of your trip. Well, you've got left.
I was going to say, it's just one more night, basically. It's one more evening to chill and then to fuck off to the Eurostar tomorrow.
Yeah.
Personally
have Nicky Lauda.
Absolutely.
Warrior driver.
Yeah, to obviously drive that, was it just 40 days or 6 weeks after almost dying at the Nürburgring, was it still like wide open wounds and everything? Like, but why don't
Yes.
you put Bleeding Woods to fourth place and still nearly win the title, of course, only lose, and that's obviously that another very, very rain-soaked, was it, Japanese Grand Prix, and he feared for obviously potentially actually losing his life that time if he wasn't careful. So
Yeah.
yeah, he was
You got good
obviously-
knowledge.
Hmm?
Impressive knowledge. Good memory.
Yeah, I imagine you've seen the film Rush. It's perhaps the greatest F1 film ever.
Yeah, I've watched it before. Yeah. I don't think I'll be watching the new one that's coming out though.
Oh, I'll take it a go before we judge it. I mean, at least.
I don't know yet, but I'm
Well,
not sure.
you can never, was it? You can never sort of judge something having not tried it. You know, it's just silly, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Maybe I'll give it a watch. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think give it a go, and then we can say, you know, having watched it, whether or not it's shit as we sort of thought it would be, or whether it's actually all right. You know, you can then say afterwards.
Rate it in the WhatsApp how good it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
great talking to you. We'll get you on again next time. See ya.
See ya.
So, yeah, 1 hour 16. Wow, not a bad first stream. Thanks to everyone who joined. We'll get some more people on, definitely. I'll need to sort out not having one person on. I need to sort that so we can have like 4 people at once, 5 people, whatever. This channel is about people coming on, having a say, whatever that is. And yeah, do I agree with the Red Bull decision? Absolutely not. Harsh on Lawson. Happy for Tsunoda. I want Tsunoda to do well. Hope he shines. Yeah, and like I say before, I'm looking to do this weekly. I may do another one because I'm here till Sunday with fast internet. Where I currently live at the minute is not good enough to live stream. It's just not. We're in the process of moving, and yeah, we're going to get better internet, and hopefully I can do a live stream on a particular day. We'll make it like a regular thing. So there we have it. First live stream in about 3 years. Thanks to Mr. Joshy J, F1 Fan Gamer, and Michael for coming on. Much appreciate that. And anyone who wants to come on, have their say, contact me on email. If you want to get in the WhatsApp group, race weekends are so much fun. Yeah, just drop me an email and we'll get you added. Yeah, 12 people watching. Brilliant. 12 likes. Thanks for watching. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Chatting Formula One with a load of people who love Formula One. That's what it's all about for me. Adios. Join me tomorrow for a video. Yeah, and it will not be about Red Bull. Adios.